Hey guys, Zipple Photo here, and we are back for another camera discussion, and I hope you guys are having a nice day today. So an interesting question popped in my feed, and that is, if you have only one prime lens for the Fujifilm system, what would it be? So that's actually a super duper interesting question for me, because I have been trying to answer that for the past X number of years with Fuji. So that's why I kind of have, several cameras, and also went through a lot of lenses already for the Fujifilm system, almost all the lenses, and I've kind of drilled down already my kind of perfect setup in my own system. So of course, if you just only have one lens in your kit that you can keep in out of all the lenses, it should be versatile enough to cover most of the cases that you're shooting. So like in my case, I'm mostly doing street photography, travel photography, some landscape, and also photojournalism, and of course taking pictures of my family, and also some music photography. So that's what I always do, like 80% to 90% of the time. So I'm gonna surround my answer in that kind of scenario, because that's my kind of shooting style. So for me personally, in the whole Fuji system, what kind of worked for me is around 18 to 27 of focal length. So that kind of focal length for me is kind of versatile in a way, because it's a little bit wide but not too wide. And in that kind of focal length, you have several lenses that falls in that kind of category. And of course, we have some in this table, like namely the 18f2, 23 1.4, you have the 23 f2, and you have also the 27 2.8. So I've used all of them already, and I've sold some of them, and actually two remains in my kit. That is the 18 f2 and also the 23 1.4. So I've been using these two extensively, and they're kind of falling in the same kind of use case scenario for me. And for me personally, if I'm gonna choose just one lens in the whole Fuji system, frankly, it will be the 18 f2, and that might be a surprise for a lot of people, because 23 1.4 is a 1.4 lens. But frankly, for me, 18 f2 is my most used lens out of all the Fuji system. So first reason why I like the 18 f2 is because of the size. So as I mentioned, in the Fuji system, it's really popular because of the size, a smaller size, especially in the mirrorless system. And having a smaller size in the 18 f2 just makes me bring this more compared to the other cameras in my kit. So when I'm doing some street photography, this is very easy to carry. When I'm doing just kind of everyday shooting, very easy to carry. Maybe taking pictures of my family when we are in a dinner, or maybe there's an event, it's very easy to carry. And also of course, when traveling, just easily put this in your neck, and you don't have a lot of attention. Also, you can also take videos, and very easy to vlog with this, because again, it's that light. And of course, also with that kind of pancake nature, it's very easy to store inside your bag. So definitely the size here really matters, and also very light, and you can definitely bring this anywhere. So it's just a very easy carry with the 18 f2. Next is the focal length and also the f2. So focal length in this, of course, 18 f2, it's wide enough actually to go shoot some maybe landscape as well, but of course it's not super duper wide. I have the 10-24 shooting me right now, but it's wide enough to do some landscapes. You can also go in and do some portrait as well, and you have a slight bokeh because this has still f2, and it's also kind of open enough with the f2 to be really good in low light as well. And also the focal length is around 28mm, and that's the same as my Leica Q. My Leica Q is also like that, super duper versatile. And with the 18 f2 as well, actually if you need to zoom in, you can actually crop. So that's one of the major advantage of having a kind of a wider focal length. You can crop in, especially with the resolutions of Fuji nowadays. It's very easy to crop. You won't really notice that much of a difference if you crop in. So if you kind of like a 35mm focal length, just crop in from your 18 f2. That gives you a lot of versatility as well. So for me, focal length and also the f2 definitely really counts in making this an everyday carry for me. This kind of wide enough for most uses that I'm using it. And also actually, frankly, for me, I always use this as a daily driver in my video also, because it's wide enough to be kind of a main cam, an A cam for my video. So in ZPOLT, in my main tech channel, this is the main cam, the A cam in all those videos. So you have a slight bokeh there, and very sharp quality also. So for video, this is also very usable because it's wide enough to be a main cam as well. So for me, if there's only one lens that I will own for the whole Fuji system, it will be the 18 f2. And frankly, for me, as I have mentioned in this channel, this is the most underrated Fuji lens. I'm not sure why there's some people doesn't like this, because there's a great balance in terms of the size, the focal length, the opening. No other lens that's like this in the whole ecosystem of cameras. The closest one would be the 22 f2 EFM, but no other lenses has this kind of size with that opening, with that focal lengths. Actually, this is a game changer for me. 18f2, I'm really hyped about this. This is my most used lens. Even if I have more expensive lenses, I have actually the 56 1.2, I have the 52 140, 23 1.4, I had a 27 2.8 before, 35 1.4. So I have several Fuji lenses, and of course I have X100, I have the Leica Q. But of course in the Fuji system, this is my most used lens. Video, photo, I always use this one. This is always just in my bag because super duper small. So I think this is the most underrated lens also. So if there's just one lens that I'm gonna carry in my kit, 18f2 takes my pick, and this also just $250, super duper cheap. So I would highly recommend the 18f2. This is my most used lens. So if you learned something, of course leave a like and subscribe for more content like this and the future. So we talk Fuji street photography here in the channel. If you're into that, consider subscribing, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.